Alright everyone, welcome back to Operation Montagnard. This is going to be another turn for the Japanese, July of 1940. I believe I have no housekeeping to get into. That's all been taken care of between turns. Before we get into it, I do have the Electrion with me in Discord right now to help decide for casualties in Kwangtung. So let's just get straight into it. I have the die set aside for the tech roll. Once again, I'll be doing heavy armor and improved factories. Got a miss of 6 and 4. Just can't hit anything. Japanese tech is not great this game. Oh well. For the buys, we'll have 1 militia, 1 strategic bomber, 2 marines, and 3 infantry. And that will leave 1 IPP remaining banked for next turn. Into the combat moves, we have only a short number to declare. First off, I'm going to have a number of ships passing through the Strait of Malacca. I have sent a message to Tactical, and he has decided he wants not to declare war. The ships that are going through in the combat phase is 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, 1 light carrier, and 1 fleet carrier. That's fleet carrier, light carrier, heavy cruiser, and light cruiser from P32, and a light cruiser from P14, which is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are the only ships that are combat moving. I will be having subs pass through as well, but they can do so in the non-combat movement phase. And aircraft will be flying to the carriers in the non-combat movement phase as well. The only other combat move we have to declare is a massive attack on Kwangtung. From Siam, the Marine is boarding the adjacent destroyer in P50 and amphibiously assaulting. It's going to be joined by, we'll start with 1 destroyer from P32. Is just going to pick up a Marine from Hunan, and it's also going to be going into P41 and amphibiously assaulting. And it's going to be joined by both Marines from Kyushu, which are boarding the 2 remaining destroyers from P14 and P35 respectively. And then that is the entirety of the amphibious assault. Which is just 4 units. In association with that amphibious assault, I am also going to be bombarding, and I'll be doing so with both battleships from port in Nanking, the battle cruiser from P50, and a heavy cruiser from P14.
You had grabbed it earlier with the destroyer.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay. So yeah, he's taking part in the bombard. The other heavy cruisers, of which I only have 2, are not going to be doing anything. This destroyer definitely needed to take part. He picked up 1 of the Marines from Kyushu. So we have 4 destroyers here. That's correct. We should only have 1 heavy cruiser. The other one from definitely from P32 was staying with the carriers in that other combat move, as declared earlier. So that should be all of the naval combat moves settled. The only things that remain, the strategic bomber from Kyushu is strat bombing the rail connection between Hong Kong and Kwangtung. And the 97th from Hunan is attacking into Kwangtung as well. The 97th from Hunan is leaving behind 2 infantry, 1 airborne, and 4 cavalry in Hunan. Some of those will non-com away, some of those are just needed to defend Hunan against the CCP. So that should be all of the combat moves declared, and we can go ahead and start going through them. The only thing we have to roll for is the battle in Kwangtung. We'll go ahead and start it. We have a lot of bombards and first strikes to deal with first, and we're going to hope we get some good effects on those. So carry these dice over, and we'll roll for 2 battleship bombards at a 4 or less. That's 2 misses. We'll do a battle cruiser for 3. That's a hit. And a heavy cruiser for 2. That's a miss. Alright, so we've got also 5 artillery. Just roll these in yellow. That are rolling first strikes at 2 or less. Just 1 hit. So we have 2 bombard or first strike hits. How do you want to take those, Electrion? Okay. And then let's go straight into the first combat round. What we'll have is, for the attacker, we'll have 5 boosted infantry. Plus, I'll also have a mountain infantry that'll be rolling at the same. And then 11 infantry rolling at 1. Alright, there we go. So that should be everything there. Yeah, okay. So these are rolling at 2. No hits there at all. Oh well, and these are all rolling at 1. Appears to be 1 hit in total on the attack for round 1 that wasn't accounted for in first strike. Okay, and then on defense we have 4 at 2, and then 7 at 4. One militia cav hit, and 3 infantry hits. That is going to be all 4 amphibiously assaulting marines dead. And your other casualty?
Take the triple.
Okay. Very happy with that result, even if I don't get much further. Okay. I am still going to press. At least get 1 more round and see how it goes. Okay, so we have... I'll take red die for artillery. So these die all roll at 2. That's 5 artillery, 5 marines, 1 mountain infantry. The marines are all boosted. And then the infantry that remain, which should be 7. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So for round 2, artillery, 1 hit. Boosted infantry, 1 hit. Mountain infantry miss, and regular infantry 1 hit. So 3 total. And then in response, yeah, That's yeah, that seems pretty natural selection there going forward. Yeah, okay. In defense, we have no hits for the militia or cavalry. The infantry, 2 hits. I'm okay with that. We'll be taking, of course, 2 infantry. And I'll keep pressing. So for round 3, artillery, all misses, marines, 1 hit, mountain infantry, miss, and infantry. All misses. So just 1 hit. That will be, I assume, your cavalry?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And then in response, we'll roll them all at once. Looks like nothing at all. It appears the KMT streak may have been broken, but let's not jinx it. You still got a few turns to roll. you could still do a lot of damage. All right. Next round, artillery. Nothing. Marines. Nothing. Mountain infantry. And regular infantry. All misses on that round. In defense. 1, 2 hits. Okay. Take 2 infantry. Alright, let's see what I got here. 5, 10, 14 bodies. 25 total pips. You have 7, which would be 28. Boy. I'm still gonna keep going. You're gonna be losing numbers faster than I am. You know what? That's gonna get dangerous fast if I lose too many. I'm gonna retreat at that. Yeah, I'm gonna call it done and leave you with just the 7 infantry.
Hey, thanks for that. I'm gonna take off. Head back to work in a minute.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a nice rest of your day, and good luck with your next rolls.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for waiting for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, bye.
Okay. All right. I'll continue straight into the non-combat movements now. Did want to win that, but it's okay. It's okay. That's reasonably decent rolls. Okay. Oh boy. I forgot to roll the strategic bombing first, which definitely. I'm actually glad I didn't succeed then, because I would not have been able to roll those after having captured the territory. So that's just going to be two points of damage on that rail connection, and the strategic bomber gets to fly home. There's no other outcome possible. There's no need to roll for anything. So that will be. Is there a rail damage marker specifically? Yes, there is. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, and then we'll get into non-combat movements. Um, we'll start with the aircraft. That changes things a little bit. I was originally planning on having captured Kwangtung. I no longer need to leave any planes in Hunan to make sure it's stably defended. So from the 106th, or sorry, from Anam Tonkin, which has the 3 tactical bombers. Uh, okay, 2 tactical bombers are flying from Anam Tonkin to I-12. The other one is flying. No, I'm only going to do 1 tactical bomber to I-12. One of them, both of the others are going to fly to 1, 2, 3, 4 and defend Beiping. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then the other one will have flown to I-12. So, there we go. From the 18th Air, we have 4 fighters and a transport plane. The transport plane will fly to Korea. 2 fighters will join it, and the other 2 fighters will fly to I-12. And that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So they do have the movement range to reach there. Right then. More non-combat movements. These 2 heavy cruisers from P-14 are going to be one of them will go in port in Nanking, and the other one will go in port in Rihe. I'll clean that up in a moment, but that's in Rihe. 1 naval transport from Nanking is coming out into P-15, picking up the artillery, and then non-comming back into P-14, dropping the artillery in Rihe, and going back in port in Nanking. Another transport is coming out of P-14, picking up the artillery that started in Rihe. Picking up an infantry, moving down to P-32, picking up an infantry that started in Hunan, moving down an additional 2 spaces into P-50. Both of those land units are disembarking into Siam, and the naval transport will go in port in Cochin, China. Yeah, okay. And then lastly, what remains of the 6th Fleet, which is just 3 TBDs, will go into P-14 to blockade. The airborne from Rihe is going to walk into Korea. And the seaplane from Okinawa is going to fly to Formosa. And the sub party that I have going to P-50 is going to move over to I-42. I guess just act as bodies in case the French subs want to get froggy. All right, with that, should have all of the movements complete. So we can go ahead and place buys, collect income, and go from there. Okay, we'll clean all that up before we pass the file over, but let's not waste time with it right now. Okay, so we have no recruit rolls to make, no increased income. In fact, it's lower than last turn because we lost Hainan. So we should be up to 27 after base income. How many coastal territories do we own? 1, 2, 3, 4. So just plus 4. And no peacetime. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then placing buys. The 2 Marines and 3 infantry are going in Kyushu. The strategic bomber is going in Rihi. And the militia is going in Nanking. Yeah, I think I'm okay with all that. Good enough. Alright then, with that I should be able to pass everything off to Tactical for his next BCW and Free French turn. Before we do that, I will do a quick rundown of where all of my units are kept before cleaning up the board and passing it off. Alright, in I-12 we have a light carrier, a fleet carrier, a heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, 3 submarines, 2 coastal submarines, 2 fighters, and a tactical bomber. P-50 is empty now. Cochin China has 1 naval transport in port. Siam has 1 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 militia. P-41 has 2 battleships, a battle cruiser, a heavy cruiser, and 4 destroyers. P-32 is empty. Formosa has 1 seaplane. P-14 just has 3 torpedo boat destroyers. And that should be all of the naval elements that are at sea. In China, we have, in Hunan, a strategic bomber, airborne, 4 cavalry, 4 infantry, 5 marines, 5 artillery, and a mountain infantry. Nanking has 2 militia and a heavy cruiser, and also 4 naval transports. Hopei is empty. Beiping has 2 tactical bombers and a militia. Rihi has a strat bomber, a motor infantry, and an artillery. Korea has a transport plane, an airborne, and 2 fighters. All of Japan is empty except for 3 infantry and 2 marines in Kyushu. And then the standard list of islands with militia, which is the Kuril Islands, Bonin and Volcano Islands, Marshall, Caroline, and Palau. Alright, now everything should be covered, and I can pass everything off to Tactical. Best of luck with your next rolls.